All right, let's now take this further. I'm joined by Raphael Poch, who is a spokesperson for the United Hatzalah, Israel's national volunteer EMS organization. Thanks very much, Raphael, for your time here on BBC News on Newsday. First up, what has your organization been dealing with since those attacks, if you could describe the situation there?
So it's been chaos, which has then later turned into organization and balance. Saturday morning, we were all awoken around 6:30 in the morning with the attacks, starting in the Gaza periphery, and of course then with the rocket barrages throughout central Israel, and the Jerusalem corridor, expanding even a little bit further north as well. Thousands of rockets were fired at Israel. Hundreds of people were killed, captured, kidnapped. Atrocities and horror was really what we were facing at the beginning. A number of our volunteers were even injured. One was killed while trying to save lives of the other people who were injured. They were killed by Hamas terrorists who had penetrated into Israel. Very quickly, we organized a number. Our organization has 7,000 volunteers across Israel who all drop whatever they're doing whenever there's a medical emergency and respond. Usually we have an average response time of less than 3 minutes to medical emergencies. So we're used to dropping whatever we're doing and responding to the emergency at hand. And we brought in 1,500 volunteers from across the country to the Gaza periphery to provide relief, to provide humanitarian aid, medical services for both civilian and military personnel who were injured in the attacks. And that's been ongoing and continuing since Saturday morning. Our teams are still there. We're bringing in new volunteers to replace the ones who are retired and need to go home for rest, and then those return usually a couple hours later to continue to provide treatment. We've set up medical clinics in the Gaza periphery. We've transported patients out. So far, we've treated over 1,500 people. We've transported them both by helicopter and ambulances. After stabilizing them in the field, transported them to hospitals in southern Israel, central Israel, wherever they could be taken. And we're doing everything we can, even sometimes going home to home in the towns where people were told not to leave or not to exit their houses because it was too dangerous, bringing them food and water and medical supplies. That's just a little bit of what's going on here. There's, of course, the home front, which is facing continuous rocket barrages. In the town where I live, we had siren even just a few hours ago. Rocket unfortunately landed in the town next to us, and we had to go and respond to that, or a number of people were injured. So it's a continuing conflict, and unfortunately, it seems like it's only escalating at this point. And we're doing the best we can to provide humanitarian aid and medical service to everyone who needs it.
Right. Raphael, you say it's an ongoing conflict, and it is. It's a situation which is rapidly unfolding as we continue to track it. How are you preparing for the potential of a longer conflict, as that is the prime apprehension at the moment?
Well, our first needs are really purchasing more medical equipment. We've run out of a lot of our reserves already, even in the first couple of days of the conflict, just because of the massive amount of people we've been having to treat. In addition to the regular medical emergencies we respond to across the country. So we're creating a campaign where people can support us via our website, israelrescue.org, to help support the initiative to provide medical care. Again, this is non-denominational. We're treating Jews, Muslims, Christians, everyone in Israel who needs it. And we have volunteers from all of those denominations as well. And we're really working to try and save lives. So the more equipment we have, the better we can protect our volunteers, protect the populace, treat the people who are injured, and get them as quickly as possible to the hospital for definitive care, the more lives we can save.